What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. A bit of a continuation from the video that I posted yesterday. I actually had the part 2 of my Eternal Death order from discogs come in today. Had a couple other things from eBay come in, and a pre-order actually came in yesterday that I missed on my mail day. So I'm going to show that stuff. Had I known this other stuff was coming in today, I probably would have just held off and done one video, but this stuff arrived earlier than it was projected to show. That the post office was showing that it was going to be here. So I didn't know it was coming today. It was a kind of a pleasant surprise. I'm just going to go ahead and apologize. I just got off of work. I kind of have a headache, so if I seem kind of not all there this video, probably something to do with that. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I wanted to show this stuff off. The first thing was the pre-order. Actually, this album is not officially released for about 9 more days. I think its actual release date is the 28th of February, but I am lucky enough to already possess my own physical copy. This is the newest release on Black Line Records by Kvaen, I believe is how you pronounce that, with the Funeral Pyre. They are a Swedish black metal band. They really know how to pay homage to some of the predecessors in especially that classic Norwegian black metal sound. There is some melodic black metal going on here, but there's also bits of speed metal and just traditional black metal going on as well. Fantastic stuff. I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed what I heard when I listened to the couple tracks that are up on Bandcamp right now to listen to, and I'm looking forward to giving this album a spin in its entirety, because I was kind of blown away. I believe there's 4 tracks up for you to preview on Bandcamp right now, so definitely do so. Just in this little digi case. I'm not going to get the booklet out and get too much into it. I'll link up the Bandcamp page for the pre-order so you can check this out for yourself. I highly suggest that you do so. It's a pretty strong release. Definitely there's potential for that to stick around all year, and we may be talking about that again come December. Also, as always, Oliver throws in these little Black Line Records promotional things. I often, when I do my large giveaways and stuff, some of you already know that you probably get some promo material from labels that I like in those giveaways. Not even, I guess next I'll show a couple of things that I picked up, just odd and end type deals on eBay. Well, you know what, I'll do the Eternal Death first, just for the sake of linking stuff up in the description. I will link up the Eternal Death discogs again, so you can check out the seller stuff. It does fantastic stuff. I already opened this up and emptied the packing peanuts out. I did learn from my mistakes from yesterday, so I'm not even entirely sure at this point. I've kind of got a brain rot as to what I ordered. I think there's 3 CDs and a record in this. Could be wrong, but I think that's what's in this order. Said it's just been a long day. My head is killing me. I've just got a headache that is bumping today. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll show the CDs first, and then I'll show the record, if I can get them out of the bubble wrap. All right. First CD. I picked up one of their albums. In the previous video, as I said, I'm trying to pick up their discography. This is Astarot with a compilation. Fair enough. It's Silhouettes, Life of Despair, Silhouettes Reflecting in the Night Sky compilation. So, as I said, this is a Mexican black metal band. A lot of atmospherics going on, a lot of ambient type stuff. I've kind of fallen in love with this band, and just am trying to chip away at the discography. I know this artwork is probably a little difficult to make out on this. This one was released on Thanatology Productions, and it is hand numbered to 364 out of 666. Very cult. There we go. So stoked to have that in the collection now. Next up, we have some Goatpsalm with Erset Tari. I have one previous release from Goatpsalm. I think it may have actually came out after this one. I enjoyed it quite a bit and then forgot about them. I saw that this was available through the Eternal Death discogs inventory, so I had to go on and jump on this, especially for the price that I got it. The one that I think if memory serves me correct, they're kind of a doom metalish, very very slow type stuff. Maybe blackened doom with hints of like funeral. I could be wrong on that. All I remember is that I own their other release and I did enjoy it, but it's been so long that I've listened to it that I just did kind of a blind buy on this one. So looking forward to giving that a spin and kind of refreshing and giving myself a refresher just as far as Goatpsalm is concerned. Cheating on Mountain Dew today. I actually have a Mellow Yellow because that's all that the store had earlier. I like Mellow Yellow too from time to time. Next up, this was one that the Metalhead box that I just got kind of led me to pick this up because after showing the autograph from Kelly in that box, I was like, man, I'm really really lacking on Pessimest in my collection. So I picked up Evolution into Evil by Pessimest. Pretty decent black metal, pretty decent death metal going on here. Bit of thrashy vibe at times as well. Dig some Pessimist. Definitely glad to have that in the collection now. So those were the 3 CDs that I ordered, and this is the full length. I was actually surprised to see this one on there. This is a band that I thought I was the only person in the world that had ever heard of this band there for a while, and then I heard Ben over on Brain Smasher's channel talk about him a little while ago, and he was talking about a different album than I owned, and then I picked up one of their other releases. I'm just going to quit gibbering and jabbering, and this is Rauhnacht with Urzeitgeist. Yeah, I butchered that. I'm sorry. This is on Hammerheart Records. This is a double LP, and I got this for $8. I thought it was a steal. This is black metal, kind of folky black metal. I believe it's just on black vinyl. It even has a little flyer still in here from Hammerheart Records when this was first released. So it is all together. This is one of those albums where having it on vinyl format just really does the artwork on the album justice. I think it is some beautiful artwork. I apologize for that glare. I love this band. I love it. It's just kind of, as I said, like folky black metal, almost paganish sounding black metal. And I was wrong. I thought it was on black, but it is on clear. I guess it's clear, kind of a smoky clear vinyl. So that's awesome. I will probably be throwing this in as soon as I'm done recording. I'm probably going to kick back in my recliner and listen to some black metal because that sounds phenomenal. Both of these are on this kind of smoky clear. So that's awesome. I was expecting black, so anytime that you get a little color thrown your way, that's awesome. I will link up. I know I just butchered that album title. If it's something that you want to check out, I won't link up, but in the description I'm going to list the artist and the albums, and I'm going to try to do that in the order that I showed them. That way, if you see something that you like, you can go back and check that out. I will also, as I said, link up the Eternal Death discogs page because he does a great job combining the shipping prices. Get some fantastic deals. After you buy a couple of things, you're practically getting the shipping on everything else free. So definitely something for you guys to look into. Both of these packages that I'm about to open are eBay packages from the same seller. They had a deal going. If you purchased 3 items, they were shipped to you free. So kind of went through. Some of the stuff is better than the others. I had to pick out an extra item here and there just to get the free shipping. I'm going to go ahead and open both, and then we're just going to go through the whole stack of 6. One funny thing, one of these albums that I'm going to show, I did not have listed on my discogs, and I already owned it, and I just bought it again. That seems to happen lately more than I like to admit. I need to really get on the ball and get my discogs page updated with my collection so I don't keep doing that. Luckily, the CD was only $3. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge loss on repurchasing something that I already own. I'm probably going to have a maybe a trade post up in some Facebook groups here in the very near future. I'll probably actually have that up at some point tonight and try to do some trades. I have the stuff that I want to do some giveaways on this channel with, but there's also some stuff I'm considering trading. And we'll get to that CD. I'll just show it first after I get this other. I'm not sure why they didn't save themselves and just ship these in one package, but what can you do? I guess if I paid for shipping on 2 packages, it was kind of cool that they actually shipped it in 2. A lot of sellers would just ship it in 1. I probably would ship it in 1. The first thing is the album that I already own. This is After the Burial with a Dig Deep, kind of deathcore-ish, death metal. This is on Sumerian. This is not their newest. I think it's their next to newest album that they have out. Pretty good stuff. I'm not just super big into deathcore, although I did thoroughly enjoy the new Carnifex. After the Burial is one of those deathcore bands that I can still find myself listening to. I don't listen to just a ton of deathcore anymore, but this is a band that I do find myself listening to from time to time. I will probably have that up in the trade groups here pretty soon. Next up, this is another one, another purchase that I did after opening this month's Metalhead box. I got the patch, and I was like, man, I really just don't have this band in my collection, and I would like to change that. So we have Grave with Out of Respect for the Dead. Got this for $4.99, and as I said, the shipping was free on this. I thought that was a fantastic deal. This was released in 2015 on Century Media. Century Media is not a label that I find myself having a ton of new releases in my collection from. I have the older stuff. It seemed like I was a little bit more into Century Media titles several years ago as opposed to now. It's not just a label that I follow too close, but this is a pretty strong release from Century Media. Next up, we have Obituary with Left to Die. Went blank there for a second. And this one was also like $4. So I know I got all 3 of these shipped for right around $10. So you can't beat that deal. I mean, Obituary, classic death metal band. Fantastic death metal band. This one came out in 2008. This was released on Candlelight. There's like a stint of Candlelight Records releases in the mid 2000s that you can find for so cheap right now. I don't know if they just overproduced their catalog during that time period or what, because there's just a ton of stuff that has been coming out. And this appears to be the remaster. They didn't have it pictured as the remaster in the auction, but either way, it's a pretty solid album. This is Kreator with Endless Pain. This is the Digibook remaster. I got this for $4.99. Shout out to Andy for posting this in the Good Metal CD Good Deal Sales and Trades Facebook group. He posted the link of this up, so I had to jump on there and snag this. And this very hard Digibook. I don't know. I kind of like this remastered look. I haven't listened to the remastered version of the album, so hopefully I will enjoy this as much as the original. There's the actual disc. I guess I got it upside down. So pretty cool. Definitely glad to have a copy of this in the collection, even though it is the remaster. I'm still stoked to have that. Next up, we have some Behemoth with Slave Shall Serve EP. This one is still sealed. This is one that I went ahead and pulled the trigger on just to get the free shipping. I believe this was like $2.99 to $3 as well. So it was pretty much either pay for the shipping or get this CD. So I opted to get the CD. And then last but not least, we have Necromantia with their album 4, Malice. Necromantia is one of those bands that's kind of grown on me as of late. They're another one, a fantastic band that you can find a lot of their releases for next to nothing. And I don't understand that. It doesn't. Sometimes people think they see these albums, especially like on eBay and stuff, selling for $2 or $3. And they think, man, that album has to be awful because it's so cheap. But that's not the case at all. You can find some really killer stuff. It's just that they're so overproduced. The catalogs were so overproduced, and it was about the time that the demand for CDs was starting to decline, and you can find some killer stuff from especially Candlelight, Metal Blade Records. I can't even think right now. I know Metal Blade and Candlelight and Century Media. They all have like just an overstock of some titles that were just phenomenal. But the actual physical collectors, the physical media collectors, were kind of dwindling at that point. So you can get some great stuff if you don't have those in your collection. Definitely look out for those on eBay. That's all I've got for today. Like I said, I've just kind of got a headache. I'm sorry if I didn't get into as much depth into some of this stuff as I wanted, or kind of convey the material, because it is some fantastic stuff. I don't feel like I did some of these albums justice. Definitely check out that Kvaen, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, from Black Lion Records. I think a lot of you guys that follow this channel will probably dig that. It's some pretty stellar black metal. As I said, all this will be listed in the description, so you can go check it out for yourself. That's all I've got for today. It'll probably be just a little bit before I have another video uploaded. Of course, I felt that way yesterday, and here I am today recording another one. But for right now, I think I might take a few day little break. I wanted to have another album spotlight and giveaway up very soon, but I just need a few days, I guess, to recharge my batteries. So that's all I've got for today. Stay classy, stay metal. I will see you all very soon, I promise.